Welcome to Rice 101, module number 16. My name's Griffiths Atungulu. I'm the director of the Hawkins Rice Processing Program. I'm an associate professor and agricultural engineer. My area of expertise is in grain processing and post-harvest systems engineering. I'm housed in the Department of Food Science, the University of Hawkins System Division of Agriculture. In this module number 16, I want to cover two things. Number one, I want to go through some simple rice industry terminology, and then at the end of it, I want to give a special acknowledgement to some of our sponsors and contributors to the University of Hawkins Rice Processing Program. To start with, I want to go through some basic definition for some units of measurement. The first one, I want to talk about the bushel. Basically, this is equivalent to 45 pounds of rice. And the barrel is rough rice that is equivalent to about 162 pounds or 3.6 bushel. The hundredweight is rice that is equivalent to 100 pounds or 2.2 bushels or 0.62 barrel. The other terminology I want to talk about is the test weight, and the test weight can be in volume bushel or in weight bushel. Basically, the volume bushel of a grain is the grain that is contained in 1.244 cubic feet of volume is equivalent to 1 bushel. Now, the weight bushel, on the other hand, is used in the industry and is the weight of good rice at 13% moisture content that is contained in 1.244 cubic feet volume, and typically is about 45 pounds of rice. Now, different grains have different test weights. As you can see, rice compares with other grains differently. For corn, the test weight is 56 pounds per bushel at a standard moisture content of 15.5, while for rice, it is about 45 pounds per bushel at a standard moisture content of 13%. The other terminologies that you'll also find out there in the industry, for example, I want to give you a few definitions of terminologies that are related to seeds. Now, breeder seed, for example, these are seeds that are reserved for licensed plant breeders to produce registered or certified seed. Foundation seed, on the other hand, is seeds produced by planting breeder seed. Now, foundation seed are reserved for authorized plant breeders only. Then we have registered seed. These are seeds produced by planting breeder or foundation seed. Then we have what we call certified seed. These are seeds produced by planting either registered or foundation seed and are guaranteed for purity, especially by the state plant board. The other terminology is like converted rice. So converted rice in the industry is rice that has undergone some form of processing. Variety is another terminology that we often find. These are basically genetic pure line of a crop species that show specific traits. And hybrids are first generation of progeny of a cross between two plants of the same species but with different genetic background. It's a terminology, Cultiva. Generally, this term represents lines, hybrid selections, or varieties of a crop. Then genetically modified rice would be rice that has been genetically modified to show traits of interest, including things like herbicide and or disease resistance. The other terminologies that you also find out there are called aging. Aging basically refers to some physicochemical changes that rice undergoes during the first 3 months after harvest. Polishing is another term that you'll find, especially in the milling industry. This involves the removal of any traces or bran that remains after the milling process. Then there's what we call pecky rice. This is rice that is discolored and usually caused by things like rice stink bug, some environmental conditions, diseases, or other factors that may change the surface color characteristics of the rice. Now we have red rice. This is rice typically of the same species and genus as white rice, but has got a red seed coat and usually referred to as a noxious weed due to the discoloration that it accords to the white rice. Instant rice, on the other hand, is rice that has been pre-cooked and can easily be rehydrated with water and then be consumed without extraneous cooking for a long time. Now, I'm going to leave you with some references that you can dig into to get a little bit more information on some of the terminologies that are used by the industry. I want to take this opportunity to say a special thank you to our current sponsors. These current sponsors include Anheuser-Busch, GSI, Kellogg's, Producer Rice, Riceland, Rice Tech, as well as Riviana. Now, we are where we are because of the support that we have gained from several other sponsors in the past. And some of this, as you can see, are spread across the United States, all the way from the East Coast up to the West Coast. We have also benefited significantly from international collaboration as well as sponsorship. And I would like to mention some of our sponsorship in Europe. We've had a company by the name Qualisense that has sponsored us from Switzerland, as well as some very good collaboration and sponsorship from Beulah. Our sponsorship base has spread across. We also have some sponsors and collaboration with people in Uruguay, and specifically a country, a research station by the name Lature. Our rice processing program continues to actively engage with the rice industry and researchers across the nations. And typically, to be able to do this effectively, we organize annual industry alliance meetings. And at these meetings, our students, our faculty members, our researchers provide research updates on what we have found. And these have been very well attended. You can see some of those images that capture some of our past events. I want to leave you by saying thank you very much for taking some time to listen to some of these modules that we have offered. If you have any thoughts, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to reach out to me as the director or reach out to our coordinator, and all the information is provided there for you. With that, I want to say thank you very much.